Just when Guyanese were getting used to unmarked cars with sirens causing confusion in the middle of rush hour traffic, the Guyana Police Force decided to join the party by marking their vehicles with the word Policia. Of course, Guyanese took to social media to express their shock, concerns, and confusion. And you don't know Guyanese gonna come with the jokes. But between all the kiki and skin teeth, many eyebrows were raised, and many serious questions were raised along with them. I'm the unspecialist. Let's talk about why the Guyana Police Force chose to put decals with the word Policia on their vehicles and the implications that such a move may have. First, let's take a look at the official explanation. When speaking to Newsroom, Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben explained that this measure was to cater for the significant number of people in the country who speak Spanish. In a quote, he said, "It's an attempt to respond to the many persons in the population who speak Spanish. It's just a bilingual thing." He also said that the move is a little trial as the force works on ideas to cater for Spanish-speaking persons who are in the country, many migrants from neighboring Venezuela. Another quote reads, "The police are working on ideas in respect to it. I think they're doing a little trial at it. There's an intention, of course, to reflect the significant people in our population who speak Spanish." The Guyana Police Force also released an official statement which read, "In an effort to provide a more broad-based and efficient professional police service to all Guyanese, including the influx of foreign nationals, especially those who speak Spanish, the Guyana Police Force has decided to include Policia on all police vehicles. The force vehicles will have police in English along with the GPF logo. Policia, Spanish for police, will be placed at the bottom of the English writing." The statement further noted that this is also in keeping with the Guyana Police Force's comprehensive and forward-thinking strategic plan 2022 to 2026. Now that you've heard the official stance, here are a few points to consider. English is Guyana's official language, and that will be the case until it's officially changed or Spanish is officially added as a second language. Guyana is also locked in a tense geopolitical conflict with its neighbor, Venezuela, which happens to be the source of this massive influx of Spanish-speaking nationals, the primary source at least. As we know, thousands of Venezuelan migrants have been arriving on Guyana's shores annually. How many of these migrants are arriving here legally? How many of them are citizens? For many years, Guyana has also had large populations of Portuguese and Chinese-speaking people. However, we've never seen such significant attempts to cater to them like we're seeing now with the Spanish speakers. A common argument in favor of the Policia decals is this: why not? I mean, it's something as simple as Policia. That shouldn't be a big deal, right? To those people, I pose 2 points. First, I'm quite certain that this was done using public funds. In other words, tax contributions by Guyanese citizens were used to install Policia decals to cater to the Spanish-speaking population without consulting or even notifying said tax-paying citizens. Additionally, an explanation wasn't officially given until there was already significant outcry and confusion on social media. Now, with that first point, I could be going a step too far. You know, hey, Guyana has a history of being a good neighbor, a good global citizen as a country, that is, and taking care of those who need help and, are in times of need. But that brings me to the second point, and that is that the police vehicles, in my opinion, are not made any more recognizable or identifiable by including the word Policia. For example, police vehicles can be identified by the paint job or the emblem, both of which you are likely to see before you ever notice or read the word police. I could be wrong, but I remember growing up, I've seen police cars with the emblem and the paint job without the word police on them. And I knew right away that's a police car. The word police is identifiable anywhere. In all the countries that I've visited, even if the language wasn't English, I can look at a police car and figure out, hey, yeah, that's a police car. Even outside of visual cues, because they're the lights as well, you also have the siren, something that you can hear several blocks away without ever seeing the police car, but you know right away that's a police car. You don't even have to look far. We can look right in South America to see if there are any other examples of this. You go to the south to Brazil. All Brazilian police cars are in Portuguese, no additional languages. To Venezuela, same thing. Colombia, Ecuador, Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, Suriname, all the same. One language, whatever the country's official language is. I wonder why Guyana is choosing to be different. I wanted the perspective of a concerned citizen, so I reached out to writer, biologist, and patriotic Guyanese Michael Philando.
I was very amazed at the decision to kind of like switch and the name of the police to Policia on many of the vehicles. I think initially when it started, it was a situation whereby the name police was actually removed from some of these vehicles based on what I saw. And then eventually I think probably some multi-public outroar end up making it in such a way that they had both names on it, of which I still do not agree with. And there are several reasons why I think that it's not the best of moves. I think we probably are the only country whereby we have our main national language, and we are now changing elements of the state to incorporate a foreign language. Usually, the situation is where somebody comes, a foreigner comes to your country, they have to obey the laws of the land and they have to basically be in tune with the norms of the land. It's kind of weird that we will have migrants and we're making the situation as though we have to accommodate the migrants instead of the migrants coming and live in our accommodation. But it is kind of like a societal problem whereby a lot of times Guyanese try, well, we're known for being hospitable and it sometimes get the way too extended. We would actually disregard our national interests for the foreigners. If you go to like any other country, Trinidad, for example, where there's a very large Venezuelan population, they still maintain the norms. And there's a very good reason for that because like we need to kind of like try to prevent this situation whereby we might end up becoming like a minority within our society. It happens a lot in other sectors whereby a lot of times we actually favor foreigners instead of favoring our own Guyanese here. A good example of this would be when you're actually giving out duty free, and the sad part is that some of the Venezuelans they actually are entitled to get remigrancy status when they come back once they have Guyanese heritage, and that's something that they don't believe in, and we continue to basically don't give Guyanese the benefits that they deserve within the country. And simple thing like switching the name of the vehicle, it kind of like reinforces those facts. The other major issue that I see too is that are we saying that the Venezuelans they can't distinguish between police and policia when the two words are not that far apart? I mean, generally, I think most of the countries actually have some variation of police on their vehicle, maybe except for China and so on. And you wouldn't see Chinese actually trying to accommodate a foreigner that comes into their country by put police on their vehicles and so on. That's because the English come there. They knew that they would have gotten some amount of backlash because like it was shrouded with a lot of secrecy, which is very strange. Because like I mean, if you're making this move and this is such a monumental move for you, why not inform the public before you make this move? And I even see, like, for example, at the Vigilance Police Station, like they have Bienvenido, the Vigilante Police Station, and so on. I really don't understand why are we taking a move like this. And to compound the issue at this time, whereby when we have so much tension between the two states of Venezuela and Guyana, and we're going about basically making it extremely comfortable for the Venezuelans in Guyana. I mean, eventually we're going to start attracting more of them over, and soon the situation might get out of hand because we currently don't have anything to control or monitor what they're doing within the country. And there's a lot of things that could potentially be going on that we, because of the lack of surveillance that we have within the country, don't know. And it's a scary proposition because, like, with everything, this situation could get worse. And then the next thing you know, it's very easy for Venezuela to dump 1 million Venezuelans into Guyana. So we need to be careful as a society what we're doing. We need to actually think about these things because like we currently as a nation we don't have any nationalistic values and so on that we kind of encourage. We ourselves have to like try to find something to kind of unite us, and is the little things that you kind of take away from us make us become a society whereby nobody don't really care about Guyana itself, and we need to ensure that the values of this country are maintained.
Before I close out, let's take it back to geopolitics. As I would have mentioned, Guyana is in tense conflict with Venezuela. And as you can see, the government is making and taking steps to cater to a growing Spanish speaking population. As we can logically conclude, many of them are not currently citizens. While we're seeing all these adjustments and advancements, and in the words that we read earlier, forward thinking measures to cater to them, I wonder why we haven't seen these same measures being taken for migrants or refugees from our fellow CARICOM countries. I don't think I remember a carpet being rolled out for Haitian migrants when they came to Guyana shores, and I'm certain most, if not all of them, arrived here legally. But that's a story for another video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think this is a good move by the Guyana government? Is this a sign of strength by being a good neighbor? Or do you see this as a sign of weakness? Have you seen Spanish added anywhere else in government or municipal buildings or even business places? Be sure to let me know in the comments or in my inbox. Thanks for watching.